as a punching bag. Wengine wanaenda Japan or China wanakuja hapa wanasema kuanzia leo askari atavaa uniform ya blue. The constitution says, that's why we want to abolish it, that to constitute me, to make me, please ask me to have popular participation in what you want to translate me. Police officers are never asked. They are given orders. You find that a graduate police officer today, when he joins police service, the police service as a constable, he earns the salary of a constable. A graduate police officer who joins the police as an inspector of police earns the graduate's salary. But these people all help loans and interests. Now you tell me, somebody is being given peanuts and somebody is given that, and also the moral solidarity is not there. There is morality, there is solidarity with the morality, because if the two classmates who have joined the police, one as a constable and one as an inspector, earning different salaries, don't you think tuko na shida hapo? Don't you think that we should be proud of our men and women and empower them to do the right work, empower them so that they don't become corrupt, empower them so that they don't become pets of corruption? Don't you think that the police officers should be recognized through empowerment so that they are given the right dues, instead of being given 15,000 shillings to rent a house in Nairobi na unaenda na bunduki yako, no vehicle? Police officers are on top of my agenda. We shall make the best police force in the country, with one exception, that they will not be arresting Kenyans, because there will be no need of arresting them. We shall have enough money to take care of everybody. So we shall have a 24-hour working economy. I don't know whether that was number 6. Did you have number 6? Now, number 7. Yeah, number 7, please. These are the commandments of German. These are the commandments of our manifesto. We will suspend the constitution. I've spoken about that. I will ask Kenyans, through the preamble of We the People, which supersedes the entire constitution. I'm a lawyer, for God's sake. A lot of lawyers here are very ignorant. They always say the constitution says, but they have no idea of what they are saying apart from simplicity in law school. Unaenda unasoma kadigiri kamoja, unakuwa lawyer, umejifanya wengi. Na sisi tumesoma mpaka tumechambua kila kitu. Let them know that the word the constitution is in the preamble. Those first words that start. Hii ingine inakuja huku. That is supplementary. The preamble says we the people. That's where we stop. So long as you give me the mandate to be the president, I will go back to the preamble and say, I've been given the rights of we the people. And therefore I will have a right to suspend the constitution, put it on hold, and ask all languages and ask Kenyans, what is it that you want? In judiciary, how comes that cases take longer in Kenya than any other place? How comes that corrupt people are jailed for 67 years, they appeal, and when they come out of the appeal, they go to seek for electoral seats? Come on, you know what we are talking to. How comes that case of Chicken Gate versus IEBC, which was 10 years ago, is still ripe in Kenya, and those who committed the same felony, fallacious felony, in Britain have been tried, those found guilty were jailed, and they are out of jail 4 years. Hapa, Akina Oswago are still walking freely, whether he's innocent or not. Let me tell you, the judiciary, wherever you are, the Chief Justice, wherever you are, I'm telling you, as a brother, I am telling you, judges, you will have to account for all your wealth. Because once we suspend the constitution, it will not be bread as over. We shall ask Kenyans to review the constitution and find out whether they will want domestic trials by jury, traditional trials by the elders, who have been taking cases from here to there. And I'll find out if a case has been pending for 5 years. I'll look at all those magistrates and judges, and we shall ask them, how comes hii case imechukua miaka mingi? What interest did you get in it? Tutawanyonga hao. Nyonga hao. Nyonga hao. I'm the first person to say this, and I don't fear them, because hao huenda choo vile mimi naenda, hao hulala vile mimi hulala, you know, I'm angry, but I'm a president. I can't show my anger. But hawa watu, semeni hivyo. Hawa watu. Hawa hizi. Wanyongwe. Thank you. Number 8. Nairobi is overpopulated, right or wrong? Tanzanians wameanza na Dodoma as a capital city, administrative city, because of congestion in land. Nigeria have put up Abuja as their capital. In Kenya, I would suggest that we create a new capital in Isiolo, because Isiolo has got so much land that if we start building, we cannot even finish. We shall take our administrative capital in Isiolo. We shall improve the lives of the people of Isiolo and Northeastern and Eastern by taking our infrastructures and asking companies that want to build up or to move to Isiolo to give them tax rebates, to encourage them to be like Delaware, so that those who are willing to go and build Isiolo, we exempt them from tax for the first 5 years to attract investment. Dubai was built on the sand, but here everybody here wants to stay in Nairobi. We now have jiggers in Nairobi. Nairobi River has been polluted. The soil is compressed. The sewage system is compressed. You find these rich men going to acquire government land and building houses on them. Hizo zote kabla tujanyonga tutang'oa zote ziende chini. Ng'oa yote vitu ya wizi. Ng'oa yote. Na wale ambao wanarukaruka hapa wanasema ati waje niwaambie kwa kitu. Unajua Kenya sometimes we are fallopians. Fallopians. Let me speak like a Luo who never went to university. And fallopians, but the tribe aspect is not here, though I speak the language, but I'm a Kenyan. This issue of branding people, these people selling people that hourly projects, imetoka kwa wale ambao mnajua. Sisi as Roots Party, we are very neutral. Hatuna matusi, we are Rastaman. Rastaman never accuses anybody. Hawa sasa wameanza kunichukua na Justina, huyu yuko Azimio, huyu yuko washindwe kabisa. We are on the ballot, that's what I'm trying to say. And Isiolo people, wherever you are, mahali mupo, Isiolo mupo, tunakuja huko kujenga new capital city, na niruhusu nikiwa rais wenyu hata State House itaenda Isiolo. Parliament will be shifted to Isiolo. State House will be shifted to Isiolo. Administrative buildings zitaenda Isiolo. Hapa will remain as an industrial city. Tuambie watu ya Kiambu ya kwamba you have fed Nairobi, you can as well now do your thing and feed Isiolo. Kweli rongo? Asante. Na iko ingine imebaki. Now, this is where some people go crazy. Everyone wants an identity. If you go to Nigeria, for example, and you go to Ondo State, the number plate ya magari Ondo State ni Ondo 1, Ondo 2. Ukienda Lagos, utaona magari imeandikwa Lagos State, the pride of the state. But in Kenya, we're going to introduce 8 regions for administrative purposes. And we shall have chief ministers in each region. Counties will remain within regions. The federal government will operate from Isiolo, whereby each state will have its own parliament and each state will have its own counties. We shall no longer have 47 governors. We shall have county officers, and whatever state wants to name them or to conjugate them into what have you, it will be there. So that tukiwa na Rift Valley, for example, Nakuru will be the capital city of Rift Valley. And then if a county like Narok produces unga ya ngano, wheat, tourism, hides and skins, the revenues collected in Narok will be debated in the capital city of Nakuru, whereby it's up to the Nakuru city, the Nakuru parliament to decide. When it comes to appropriation of funds and taxation, wataangalia waseme which county has got more revenue. Let us apportion this kind 70% or 60% to this county. Then 10% can go to federal government to help us in administrative issues, rather than the current system which we have, where all monies are collected by the government, and by the time they go to governors who have become thieves. In fact, I'm going to prosecute almost all of them. I'm going to ask them why they are joining Azimio magavana wale ambao tunajua wameiba, wengine wameenda Azimio, wengine wameenda Kenya Kwanza kusimama kama MP ndio wapate wamepeana watu pesa ndio wafunike ile uchafu yao. Mnaelewa ama muelewi? Alafu ndio sasa wasimame ile pesa ambayo wameiba ipotelee huko. Hapana. Serikali ya Justina na Wajackoyah tutakunyonga tu. A governor will never hide from 9. Wale magavana ambao wamemaliza 2 terms, you have nowhere to go. You can run, and you can run, but we shall hold you accountable for all the monies. That's why we are proposing 8 regional assemblies, so that people can be accounted to those assemblies. So that when we come now to instrumentalities of commerce, let me speak now like an educated man. When it comes to instruments of commerce, instrumentalities, something owned by the federal government, something owned and paid for by the federal taxes. For example, a highway that is coming from Mombasa, passing through various counties, will be the responsibility of the federal government to maintain. Now, where there is a federal instrument, like a telephone communication wire, which passes from one state to another state, the taxes that are levied on that will be proportionate to what the government has gotten from the state government, whereby we may have 2 sets of taxation. The federal taxation, when you pass through the instrumentalities of commerce, you want to drive your goods from Mombasa to Naivasha, you pass through other counties, then you have to be levied tax to maintain the federal roads that you are driving on, right or wrong. And on top of that also, what I want to say is that there are so many people who have lost their revenue as a result of that Kachuma railway. There are men and women who had infrastructural services, such as transporting functionaries, where we had people with lorries who are transporting goods from the port of Mombasa to the interior of Africa. People had employed almost a workforce of 500,000 tani boys na loaders, whose monopoly was taken away from them and given to SGR. And those people have been made bankrupt. Those people who are employed by them have been made redundant. My government is going to pay all of them. As we eject this railway, before I go to that point to finish, as we remove that Kachuma, we shall have a new modern technology designed by Kenyan engineers in terms of our infrastructure, in terms of our instrumentalities like railways and highways, in terms of our airports and waterways, whereby the state of Nakuru, the state government of Nakuru, will have now to find out how communication and transportation will be made easy by building their own airports from the monies and subsidies that will be getting from monies generated from counties, and also the federal government. Which means that if you look at the proportionalities of the monies that we talked about, the generating revenue from bank and snake farming, we shall have enough money to take care of everything.